Test cricket's back, baby. Here we go.
Yeah, come on.
Daily pod starting now. So we just finished the first day. We come up here for a little cheeky roundup of the day. We've just got a few discussion points to get us going. So we'll start off with start of the day. England win the toss and inevitably get 30 for three. Thoughts, boys? Looks pretty familiar.
Yeah, I mean, we said it in the last ep that the warm-up games are a bit of a farce because they make any batting side look good. I mean, against the President's 11, we were 220 for one, and then it's same old England, really. We thought that this would be a sort of new era. I know it's not going to happen overnight, but so depressing when you turn on the telly and England are 30 for three. There's no change.
I don't know who this president is, but he's obviously not very good at selecting a good bowling attack. Echo that. We're shit. Our top order, Crawley. He played with the most unstraight bat I've ever seen. It came across at an angle of
45 degrees.
Yeah, whatever. Don't do maths, but
although to be fair, in that second over, he did nail a cover drive, which was pretty orgasmic. So we'll sort of let him.
Oh, come on! They were serving out some tripe. Some of them bowlers. God.
It was Jaden Seals, and they were all bigging him so much in the warm up, saying he's like the next big thing. Then he bowled at like 80 miles an hour, 3 feet outside off, no movement, and it was just the most docile thing and really shite bowling, and it was just easy to smack around.
Absolute pies.
Actually, the one except, I mean, see, they weren't very tight at the beginning, but Jason Holder, before lunch, 5 overs, 5 maidens, 0 for 1. Sorry, 1 for none.
Oh, God.
Average.
We still pick Ben Stokes over him.
Yeah.
100 ager.
Yeah.
Just could continue with the stance. I did make a few comments about Jason Holder at a previous podcast. So but I still think he's overrated. I think it's down to bad batting more than his good bowling.
Yeah.
He's still a waste of a human being. Come on, 6 for 8 on that pitch as well, where it's not bouncing. That bit of extra bounce he gets, he should be absolutely rolling in it. But to be honest, West Indies are pretty poor with the ball, and we were just terrible with the bat. So it's a good old-fashioned crap team versus crap team.
Despite being expensive, though, Kemar Roach looked pretty good with that new ball. Lees was only in for like 10 balls, but he edged one through his slips of 4, and then one straight, and he got just missed a straight one basically. But he made Lees look pretty village on his debut, which was quite embarrassing for him. But I thought although the West Indians were bowling tripe, I thought Kemar Roach was pretty good, despite going at a rate of like 4 and over for some reason.
Yeah. And then obviously after the collapse, we got a bit of the taste of sort of 2015, 2016 England with Ben Stokes and Bairstow in the middle order, shining out a nice little partnership.
Just sexual, to be honest. You know what? I've kind of grown because I was getting a bit angry with Stokes in the Ashes defending so much, but Stokes' defence is up there with Shaheen Shah's bowling. It's up there with some of the most sexually pleasing cricket I've ever watched. Also, even the way he gets out is better than anyone else. Only Stokes could get out to an in-swinging Yorker. He's one of the best nuts I've ever seen by the guy who was bowling pies.
Yeah, we spoke about Stokes, but oh, Johnny, wow.
That was a pleasing innings.
That has done things to my body which has never been done before. Like Johnny boy.
Two test tons, and was it? Did he score a ton in
Sydney,
Hobart, or
Sydney?
Sydney. So
two
in his last 4 innings.
Yeah, 2 pretty decent tons in 3 test matches.
You know it's a good ton. Sorry, when he's fighting it out, his first 50 was quite slow for Johnny, but then his second one, putting that pathetic excuse for bowling under the cosh, and typical Johnny celebration, over celebrating way too much considering it's against the West Indies. But
bit of that fist pumping shit where you can see the sort of titties bouncing up and down. I love it.
Fucking love it. God. Test cricket's back, baby.
Do you think after so much doubt about him, when he lost the gloves to Butler and then he sort of came in and out as a sort of temp number 3, has he sort of, and also a lot of pundits saying Johnny Bairstow shouldn't belong in the test side. I said it myself, but do you think this is the start of his sort of like maybe like a sort of
A golden year.
yeah? Did you think this could be sort of
I
resurgence?
think it definitely could.
Who's Joss?
definitely-
Who's Joss Butler? Don't remember him.
Just who?
Yeah, exactly.
You're his biggest fan, aren't you, Dickens?
Well, I just remember him being ginger and from Yorkshire. I think I don't remember this Butler fellow, but don't need him.
Speaking of Gloveman, how about Ben Folksy? Not a bad knock either.
No.
Stuck around a bit. 42. Better than half the other sticks on our team could do. So
Yeah.
not complaining.
You just think though, like, so I mean, you said West Indies bowl badly. If England's top order had stuck around, maybe we were 1 down at lunch and not 4 down. We could have finished today sort of 300 for 3 if West Indies had actually bowled some overs instead of just wasting time. Like, it's just little things that England could have set themselves up to win this test match. Yeah.
I think the umpires
in the first session.
I think the umpires have a certain ground of accountability as well, though. I think they should just tell them to get a move on. And as we're talking about umpires, should we talk about Joel Wilson?
Oh, the return, the king.
The return, trigger finger Joel.
Yeah, for a bit of context here, don't know how many listeners will remember, but in 2019 he was in that Ashes series. He got about 400 decisions wrong, and this was my favourite because it was so those decisions where it's obviously the appeal which gets the decision, because no one with like a brain could see that there was a chance that the ball hit the bat.
He missed it by a postcode.
Well, I don't know what the measurement of distance is in the West Indies, but God, he missed it by a fucking long way. And God, it's good to see Joel Wilson back. I've missed him.
He is a good bloke, so we'll let him have it, but shouldn't be an umpire, let's be realistic.
Exactly. But all round, what's the verdict? England's day?
Yeah, relatively even, to be fair. I think the pitch looks sort of quite docile and definitely going to flatten out as well. And we don't really have the spin to exploit it later on. So
Jack Leach, what?
Jack Leach, what are you talking about?
Well, he's not great, is he?
He spins it, and it's the West Indies as well. I know. Plus, it's great. I do love a 270 for 7 day. That's Test cricket.
Yeah,
it would have been a bit boring if it had been 270 for 3, because that's too easy. We like it. We like doing it the hard way.
Yeah, I've sat through 2 Test matches of Pakistan and India, getting big scores and declaring. I don't like that. I like a good 260 for 6 shit. I like it.
Actually, while we're on that, I know we're not really meant to be talking about that in this app, but 252 for none after 77 overs. I'm sorry.
It's such a joke.
Australia, I don't know how many overs they bowled in the first dig. Probably around 120. Australia's bowlers have bowled best part of 200 overs for 3 wickets and a run out. And that
for about 780 runs as well.
Yeah. And they took 4 Pakistani wickets. In the Ashes, I reckon that's the equivalent of about 36 English wickets. So compare that. Fuck.
Anyway.
Right, we've gone on a bit of a tangent. Before we round up, should I just get predictions for day 2? What do you reckon?
Ooh, I think Johnny's going to stick around a bit in the morning, try and have a go. I reckon the tail might wag a bit. We'll get up to 3, maybe 350, 360 if we're lucky. And then at the close, that gives us 2 sessions. I reckon West Indies will be 160 for 4.
So again, a pretty even day from your thinking there.
Yeah, Bairstow 150. Mark Wood, the Durham Viv Richards is going to get a quick 30, and then I reckon we'll have them 2-3 down. I don't rate Overton, so we're basically playing with 4 bowlers, Leach, so 3.5. So 160. Yeah, I agree with 160 for 3-4. Yeah. Another even day.
Yeah, should be interesting to see how Wokes and Overton go with the new ball tomorrow.
Oh, boring! Not watching that. Fuck that.
Also, can we quickly say that I said Johnny Bairstow would get 100?
Yeah, you also said on the chat that he would get 100, and he got out the next ball.
That was brilliant timing, to be fair. Right, should we leave it there, boys?
Yeah.
Yeah, we'll get these daily pods out for the test match. Keep them coming. Try get them out. The same night, or get them out the morning after. See how we go.
You.
Yeah, cheers for watching. See you soon.
Thanks very much.
Thank you.